Hello, my culinary friends, and welcome to another edition of Papa Bojo's Kitchen. Today I'm going to make you a very simple but awesome pasta sauce. It's called Palomino Sauce. And if you've never had it, primarily what it is, it's a tomato-based sauce with some cream and garlic and some other stuff. But it's very simple. You're going to see this is going to come together very quick. And I'm going to make it with some rigatoni. I have some rigatoni rigata right here. And the rigata, what that means, it has the ridges on it. I don't know if you can see the ridges, but what the ridges do, just like penne, you got penne or rigata, you got rigatoni or rigatoni rigata. The rigata has those ribs on it, and they help hold on to the sauce. So each bite gives you a little more sauce in it. I've got pasta water going right behind me here, and it's just about ready to come to a boil. As soon as it comes to a boil, I'm going to drop those noodles in because they take about 10 minutes. And this sauce is going to take probably less than 10 minutes to come together. So let's get to making the sauce. First thing I got about 2 teaspoons of olive oil. You don't want too much olive oil in this because all you're going to do is you're just really going to take these 2 cloves of finely diced garlic and you're just going to brown them. You want to infuse the oil, the olive oil, with the flavor of the garlic. That's all you want to do. So, you can see it's cooking. I've got the burner already pre-cooked at like a medium heat. And you see this olive oil is already starting to brown. And before it browns too much, I'm going to add my tomato sauce. This is about 28 to 30 ounces of crushed tomatoes. If you can get San Marzano tomatoes, those are the best from Italy. And I think you can get them in pretty much any Italian market. But you want to do the San Marzano because what they look like is they actually look like a Roma tomato, which is sort of like oblong like that, except they're a little bit longer. And they're also much less acidic. So it's perfect. It's what all Italians in Italy actually use for their tomato sauce, specifically because of that, because of the flavor and less acidity. So I'm going to take this now. I'm going to bring this up to a very slight boil. And while that's happening, I'm going to give you the ingredients. Again, you have 2 teaspoons of olive oil. Then you've got 2 cloves of garlic, finely diced. Then you got about 28 to 30 ounces of crushed tomatoes. You've got 3/4 of a cup of cream. And you've got 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. That's it. That's all that's in this. I'm going to check my water. Water's not quite yet up to a boil. Should be in a second. And so I'm going to turn the heat up on this high now so I can bring this to a boil. Once it starts bubbling a little bit, that's when you're going to add your Parmesan cheese. Not quite there yet. There it goes. It's just starting a bit. So now I'm going to add the Parmesan cheese. I'm going to stir that in real good. Once that's stirred in, I'm going to add both a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. You can maybe hear this starting to bubble and boil. Now that that's stirred in real good, I'm going to now slowly incorporate and stir in this cream as this boils. And that's going to turn this sauce from a bright red sauce to a very creamy, almost pinkish type sauce. Let me get all of that in here. Stir it around. And now you can see what this sauce looks like. Hopefully you got a good look at this. That's basic Palomino sauce. I mean, it comes together that fast. If you really want to impress your friends or you impress your spouse or a significant other, This is one sauce that you'll have to make and they'll be just oohing and eyeing over it because it actually tastes that great. Very simple. I'm going to turn the heat down on this a bit. My water is to a boil. I dropped in my penne rigata. And I'm going to take this strainer and I'm going to stick it in another pot. Because when I drain, I'm going to drain everything into this pot and I'm going to put the pasta back in that pot. And I'll show you the reason why. So we've got this going. You want to continue to keep a look on this because you don't want the sauce to burn. So turn it down a little bit and just let it simmer while your rigatoni is boiling. So now the Palomino sauce is done. The pasta has been cooking for a full 10 minutes. I've just tried them. They're perfectly al dente, so I'm going to take those out right now. And the one thing I do want to mention is, as with everything, you want to taste it. I tasted the Palomino sauce. It needed about another quarter teaspoon of salt. I added that because you don't know how much salt there is in the tomatoes that you have or the Parmesan cheese, or if you use a different type of Parmesan cheese. So you're always going to want to taste and adjust as you go. Okay. Also, I added water to salt, salt to the water. I added about 3/4 of a tablespoon to this amount of water. And because the dry pasta does not come seasoned, and if you don't put salt in it, you're not going to get any seasoning. So what I'm going to do is I'm dumping the pasta in the strainer in the pot, and I'm taking the pasta and I'm dumping it right back into the same pot. I mean, there's many different ways you can do this. That's how I do it. And then you're going to take and mix a little bit of this sauce, maybe about 2 of these big spoons through. Ah, that's hot. I should have known better. And so what you want to do is you want to always mix some of your sauce through your pasta because that will prevent it from sticking. Okay, so now that I have this all nice and thoroughly mixed, the next step is plating. So I've got a plate here. I'm going to add, actually, I like to add a little bit of sauce on the bottom of my plate. Not much. And then I'm going to put on a nice serving of this rigatoni rigata on here. And for some, this might be enough sauce, but this sauce is so creamy and so good. You're going to want to take and drench your pasta. You're going to want to be an American when you eat this, because here in America, we put way too much sauce. Then last but not least, you've got to take some more of your Parmesan cheese, and if you have Parmigiano Reggiano, that's even better. And put as much of that on as you want. And this is a very quick and simple and maybe one of the best pasta dishes you could ever have. This is Rigatoni Rigata with Palomino sauce, brought to you by Papa Bojo's Kitchen. I'll give you a close-up look of this. You can see all that nice creamy sauce, and you see how the rigatoni still keeps its shape because I cooked them al dente and with that Parmesan cheese. So once again, I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you'll try this, and please hit the subscribe letters. Scroll down on my YouTube page if you're watching this, and please click the subscribe for me. I'd appreciate it. And once again, thank you for watching another edition of Papa Bojo's Kitchen. Buon appetito, everybody. Take care. See you again.